For centuries, people called him a sorcerer, not because he cast spells, but because he seemed to talk to energy like it was alive. He didn't use words, he used intention. He didn't follow rituals, he just vibrated differently, and everything he touched changed. His name was Kaël. Even though his story was wiped out, his legacy never disappeared. All that was left was a title written in gold on a fire-sealed book, The Last Sorcerer. He wasn't the last because he was the only one. He was the last because he dared to remember something we all forgot. That everything is energy, and when you really understand that, you don't need to control the world, just your own energy. They say this book was hidden in the Temple of Abalnar, a secret underground place built to keep living wisdom safe. It had no doors, it only opened if your energy was pure. This book didn't read you. Instead, it made the reader's own energy glow. Not to light up the words, but to show their own vibration. This isn't an ordinary book, it's a guide to living energy, a lost manuscript that helps you reprogram your energy just by focusing, to easily light up your inner fire, to use your mind, emotions, and body as 3 channels of power, to heal from inside without potions or charms, just awareness. This is a path you don't walk step by step, but when you travel through presence. If you've ever felt your energy drain, this book is your spark. Welcome to Kaël's legacy, the one who never really died, just waited for you to remember. Welcome to the return of the last sorcerer. I'm Kaël. Everything I'm about to share didn't come from books. I found it the night I watched my mom die. I was 10. We lived in a quiet valley in a wooden house, so silent you could feel it on your skin. Her illness came slowly like smoke with no shape. No one knew what it was. We just saw her fading. That night, the wind hit the windows hard like it wanted inside. The lamp flickered and her shadow moved on the wall like her soul was ready to slip away. She lay there so fragile, like paper. Her skin was pale, her lips barely moved, but she still breathed. I counted every breath like it was a clock ticking down. I sat next to her and held her hand. It was warm, then slowly got cold. Then it happened. She didn't scream or shake or fight. She just exhaled softly like her soul was sliding out gently. It was the loudest silence I've ever heard. But something else changed. The air didn't get colder, but it felt thicker, charged, alive. I felt a pressure in my chest, like an invisible current flowing through me as if I had no body, only presence. It wasn't fear, it was certainty. It was her or something of her that wasn't in the body but stayed nearby. And it touched me, not with hands, but with energy. I had no words for it, but my soul knew it. From that moment, nothing was the same. I started seeing the world differently. Trees talked to me without making a sound. Animals looked at me with a kind of wisdom I'd never noticed. People weren't just bodies anymore, they were walking vibrations, carrying feelings, fear, love, anger, joy. I didn't understand it, I just felt it. When someone lied, the air felt tight. When someone cried alone, their energy turned gray like ash. When someone spoke from their heart, there was light, not visible, but there, a warmth that didn't burn but healed. That's when I knew. Energy speaks before words, and what you give off is stronger than what you say. My dad thought I was losing it. My teachers said it was just imagination, but I knew what I felt. So I stayed quiet and watched. For years, I watched. I became a witness to things you can't see. While the world talked about logic, religion, or science, I felt everything was connected to something deeper. One day I read Bruce Lipton, who said, "Our beliefs change our biology," and everything clicked. Then I found Joe Dispenza, who said you can change your quantum field with strong emotions, and finally, what I felt had words. Then I found Greenberg, who talked about a hidden network connecting consciousness. That's when I knew I wasn't crazy. I was awake and the world was still asleep. Death didn't take my mom away, it opened a door. Behind that door was everything: energy, life, consciousness, fire. That woke something up in me. I didn't choose to be a sorcerer. I chose not to stay asleep. And you know what I found out next? Everything that happens to you, you already sent out before it happens. Your energy creates your reality before your mind does. Before you think it, you've already felt it. Before you feel it, you've already vibrated it. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are, vibrationally. It doesn't matter if you say, "I'm abundant," while deep down you're still scared of losing. It doesn't matter if you say, "I'm love," while your energy holds old wounds. Energy doesn't listen to your words. It responds to your true state. That's why you're here. Something inside you has felt that fire, that energy, that vibration calling to be heard again. You didn't come here to learn, you came to remember. You didn't come here to ask for power, you came to light it up. When you connect with your energy, the world answers. And that's just the beginning. In the next chapter, you'll learn why everything is energy and how to use that truth to stop reacting and start creating. Chapter 2, Everything is energy, even you. You don't need faith to understand this. You just need to remember what it feels like to be truly alive and connected. Everything around us vibrates, not as some spiritual idea, but as a physical fact. Science backs this up, and deep down, your soul already knows it. But there's a big difference between understanding it in your head and actually feeling it in your body. I remember the first time I really got it. I'd spent days alone, hardly speaking to anyone, barely eating, no distractions, just silence and this constant feeling that something was moving inside me, even though I wasn't moving. One night, lying on the bare ground, I closed my eyes, and for the first time, I didn't hear my thoughts. Instead, I heard something else. It was like a hum, a soft current, as if the air inside my body was vibrating to a silent melody. That's when I felt it. I was energy. I didn't have to imagine it. It was as real as my bones. It wasn't just a nice thought. It was a solid truth that shook me deep inside, like I'd reconnected with a part of myself that had been asleep for centuries. After that moment, everything changed. Walking through the forest, the leaves seemed to move with my breathing. When I touched water, it felt like the water touched me back. When I felt angry, the things around me vibrated with tension, like my energy field stretched beyond my skin. I started to understand that reality isn't just out there. Reality reacts to your frequency. Here's something no one told you when you were born. You're not a body that has energy. You are energy showing up as a body. Your skin is just the border you can see around an invisible field that surrounds you. That field grows or shrinks depending on how you feel, and it's always vibrating even when you're asleep, doubting or saying you don't believe in anything. Your energy field vibrates, and what vibrates attracts, pushes away, changes, or blocks things. Joe Dispenza calls this the quantum field, a place full of endless possibilities that reacts to your strongest emotions. For example, when you feel deep gratitude, your brain waves sync up. Your heart finds balance and your energy field expands. When that happens, your reality changes. Bruce Lipton explains it biologically. Your environment, thoughts, and emotions can turn your genes on or off. Your DNA doesn't control you. You become the programmer of your biology once you learn to work with your energy consciously. Jacobo Grinberg said the world outside is just a reflection of what's inside you. That consciousness isn't stuck in your brain but spreads everywhere, like a living network responding to your intentions. Then I asked myself a question that changed everything. What if I learned to control that energy instead of letting fear, past pain, or old habits run it? Because that's what most of us do. We think we are our emotions. but they're just signals from our vibration. We react from old wounds when we could create from being present. We struggle to change reality, but what if we changed it by shifting our vibration? Imagine your energy is like a radio antenna. Every thought is a frequency, every emotion is a signal, and the universe is a huge network that turns what you send out into experiences, people, chances, or obstacles. Then you're not a victim, you're a transmitter. And if you're a transmitter, you're also a creator. Your energy comes before you do. You don't enter a room quietly, you enter vibrating and the room senses it. Even if you say nothing, your body has an energy signature. Your words carry weight. Your presence leaves a mark. The real question isn't if your energy, that's already proven. The question is, what frequency are you sending out when no one's watching? Because that frequency shapes your reality. If it can make you sick, it can heal you. If it can push people away, it can pull them close. If it can block you, it can also open doors. But it's not enough to say nice words or imagine things. You have to feel it, vibrate it, live it. Only when your thoughts, feelings, and actions line up does energy respond exactly. That's why so many attempts to manifest things fail. Not because you lack power, but because you're sending one vibe while saying something else. Life doesn't listen with ears. It listens to your energy field. And that's why you're here. Because something inside you has felt that fire, that energy, that vibration calling out to be heard again. Your energy too, and when you remember that, you stop waiting for permission and start creating your own path. In the next chapter, you'll learn a crucial truth. Your energy field moves before you do, and you'll discover how to notice it, adjust it, and turn it into your true voice. Chapter 3. Your energy vibrates before you do. Life doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to the energy you're putting out before you even speak. Once, I met an old blind man who lived alone on a hill. Nobody wanted to go near him. They said he was crazy, that he muttered strange things, and that he could see the soul of anyone who looked at him. But I went anyway. I hadn't said a single word, and he already knew what was bothering me. "You come with fear," he said without looking at me, "but it's not fear of what's happening now. It's an old fear that isn't even yours, yet you carry it like it is." I stayed quiet, and then he added, "Don't worry, kid. I don't need to see your eyes. Your energy already told me everything." That stuck with me forever. Your energy already told me everything. That's real. Before you think, act, or decide, your energy has already spoken. You don't have to talk to communicate. Your energy does it first. It's like leaving an invisible message everywhere you go, with everyone you meet, and even in choices you haven't made yet, but have already influenced. That's why sometimes when you walk into a room without anyone saying anything, you can feel tension, love, sadness, or chaos. And you don't know why, but you feel it because your body picks up on energy before it picks up on logic. When someone looks at you with hate, you feel it. When someone hugs you sincerely, your nervous system registers their energy, even when you don't realize it. Have you ever wondered why some people drain your energy without saying a word? Or why others make you feel calm just by being near? It's not magic, it's energy physics. It's called resonance. Every person has a unique energy field, an aura, a frequency, an emotional footprint. And that energy doesn't just surround you, it sends out information all the time, like an invisible transmitter. That energy can say things like, "I'm open to love," or "I don't feel worthy, so I'm guarded. I trust myself," or "I feel invisible, so I try too hard. I'm at peace," or "I'm running away, even if I look calm." What's amazing is your energy speaks even when you don't know what you're really feeling, because energy doesn't respond to what you think. It responds to what's strongest inside you. And often, what's strongest isn't what's happening now, but old stuff. fear from being abandoned, shame from childhood, anger you never let out. All that stays inside, not as memories but as energy. That's why you can say positive affirmations but still keep attracting struggle. Because your energy spoke first and life answered that first signal. Here's the game changer. If your energy speaks before you do, you can learn to send a different signal before the world reacts. Imagine you're like a radio station. Every emotion and thought tunes the frequency you broadcast. If you're on the fear channel, the world sends back challenges, blocks, rejection. If you're on the gratitude channel, the world opens up, works with you, flows with you. Life doesn't punish or reward you. Life resonates with your energy. If that's true, then real power isn't about controlling what happens. It's about changing how you vibrate before it happens. You realize you're way more powerful than you were told. Here's how to start. Before you act, react, or ask, check your energy. Pause, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask yourself honestly, what am I putting out right now? Maybe fear, distrust, lack, or maybe love, trust, and confidence. When you notice it, you can change it, not by forcing it, but by being present. Your energy doesn't need to be controlled, it needs to be heard. And when it is, life starts to listen. Remember, your vibration always comes first. Your words, actions, and future follow after. In the next chapter, you'll learn how your body follows that energy and understand that your biology, organs, and symptoms aren't mistakes. They're messages. Your body is responding to what your energy already knew before you did. Chapter 4. The body listens. 2. Your body isn't betraying you. It's just following your lead. We all make a common mistake, thinking our body is failing us. When we get sick, feel anxious, or our heart races for no clear reason, we say, something's wrong with me. But what if that's not true? What if your body isn't failing but perfectly responding to the energy you've been putting out for years? I used to think the same way. For years, I had stomach pain. Doctors ran tests, tried different diets. Everything came back normal. It's stress, they told me. But no one explained why stress could hurt so much. Then, one quiet night, I asked myself a question that changed everything. What if the body isn't broken? What if it's just telling me a truth I didn't want to face? That was the turning point for me. I stopped seeing my symptoms as enemies and started seeing them as coded messages. I learned that every part of the body speaks its own language through vibration. The throat, what you're not saying. The chest, what you're carrying inside. The stomach, what you can't digest. The skin, what you're trying to hide. The back, the fears weighing you down. The head, the battle of endless thoughts. Here's what I found out. The body never lies. Illness isn't punishment, it's communication. Bruce Lipton explains it biologically. Your emotions don't just affect your mood, they change your body's chemistry, which affects how your genes work. Joe Dispenza went further. When you shift your emotions, your body starts healing right away because it stops sending danger signals. Luis I, in his simple but deep work, said every symptom comes from an emotional issue that hasn't been resolved. And this isn't superstition. It's the connection between your energy, biology, and consciousness. Your body is like a wise child. It doesn't use words, it reacts. It doesn't argue or get angry. It just shows you what's going on. And the more you ignore those signals, the louder your body gets through tiredness, sleepless nights, or illnesses that feel random but actually started in your energy long before they showed up in your cells. When does healing really start? When you stop seeing your body as a problem and start listening to it like a teacher. You don't have to become a doctor or learn complicated systems. You just need to be honest with your energy. Ask yourself real questions without pretending. What am I not digesting in my life? What am I swallowing because I'm too afraid to speak up? Which parts of me are worn out from trying to please others? What am I still saying yes to when everything inside me is screaming no? Your body answers these questions, not with judgment, but with precision. I didn't heal because I found a magic cure. I healed when I stopped fighting my body and started vibrating forgiveness, gratitude, and truth. When my energy shifted, my body just followed the new signal, because that's what it always does. It follows you. You might think your body has its own mind, but it only listens to what your energy sends out. Your fear makes it tense. Your anger inflames it. Your sadness cools it down. Your gratitude relaxes it. Your presence brings it into balance. You give the command, and your body carries it out. So next time you feel a symptom, don't ask, "What's wrong with me?" Instead ask, "What is my energy trying to tell me through my body?" That's when real healing begins. In the next chapter, you'll discover something even deeper. The intention you send out is the force that shapes your reality, and you'll learn how to use it, not to control, but to create with unseen power. Chapter 5. The intention that shapes reality. The universe doesn't respond to the words you say. It responds to the energy behind those words. There was a woman in our village everyone respected, not because she was rich or beautiful, but because of something you couldn't quite put your finger on, something everyone just felt. When she walked into a room, the mood changed. Kids stopped crying, arguments calmed down, the air felt softer. She never had to raise her voice. She never demanded anything, she just showed up, and her presence was enough. When I was about 14, I finally asked her, "Why does everyone listen to you when you hardly say anything?" She smiled like she knew something I didn't. "It's not what I say," she whispered. "It's the intention that comes before me." That word stuck with me for years. Intention. What exactly was it? An emotion? A thought? A wish? No, it was something deeper, stronger, and more subtle. It's about the energy you send out. I learned that wanting something isn't the same as intending it. Wanting comes from feeling like you don't have it. Intention is a quiet energy that says, "I'm already connected to it." Wanting comes from emptiness. Intention comes from being in alignment, and that changes everything. People often ask me, "Kaël, how do I manifest what I want?" I always say, stop just wanting it. Start intending it. Because if you want something without clear energy behind it, you only make the feeling of missing it stronger. Intention isn't just thinking positively or feeling excited. It's making sure your thoughts, feelings, and actions all line up. When they do, your energy falls into place, and reality starts to reflect that perfectly. Ever had something flow so smoothly it felt like magic? A perfect meeting, an unexpected chance, or the right answer at the right time. That's your intention working before you even realize it. But if you're out of sync, if you say yes, but inside, you're screaming no. If you smile to please, but your heart hurts. If you ask for love, but send out feelings of being unwanted, then your energy gets mixed up and the universe doesn't know how to respond. It doesn't listen to your words. It listens to your true energy, and your energy always matches your real intention, not the one you pretend to have. I learned this the hard way. Once, while meditating on a mountain, I tried to call in peace. But inside, I was full of anger, frustration, and anxiety about not making progress. Then I realized I wasn't really intending peace. I was wanting control. I wanted peace on my terms, my schedule. Energy doesn't follow your ego, it follows your truth. So I let go, surrendered, and let my intention become pure, just the desire to be in harmony with who I really am, without fighting it. Right then, my energy opened up and things started to flow. Not because I pushed, but because my energy was clear. Remember this, energy responds to your deepest intention, not the loudest one. You don't have to shout your goals or repeat affirmations a million times. Just ask yourself, Am I truly in line with what I say I want? Does my body agree? Do my feelings support it? Do my actions back it up? If yes, your intention is already working, and the universe is already listening. Intention is the first real magic. It's a silent kind of power. The energy will follow, but first you have to get your own energy in order. Don't ask from a place of lack. Intend from a place of certainty. Don't want from need. Send out energy from presence. Then you'll see. You won't have to force anything because the universe doesn't respond to force. It responds to clarity. Intention isn't about making things happen. It's about being so aligned that what you want can't help but happen. In the next chapter, you'll discover the power of silence and how the emptiness you fear can actually become the channel that unlocks your true energy. Chapter 6. Silence unlocks your power. It's not noise that drains your energy. It's your resistance to silence. For years, I thought silence meant emptiness. I believed silence was nothingness. But really, silence is the presence of everything that's always been there, just waiting for me to be still. Noise from outside was easy to ignore, but the real challenge was facing the noise inside. My non-stop thoughts, my worries, my need to understand, control, predict, explain. All of that kept me disconnected from myself. Until one day I decided to climb a mountain alone. No books, no rituals, no distractions, just me and the echo of what I'd never let myself truly hear. The first day was rough. The silence felt uncomfortable. My mind screamed. My body wanted to move. My ego demanded action. But I stayed still and quiet. Then, on the second day, something shifted. It wasn't a flash of light, a vision, or a voice from above. It was a presence, a soft vibration, like the air around me had become alive. It didn't come from outside. It came from within. That's when I understood. Silence isn't absence. It's a channel. When you create silence, your energy field organizes itself. Low vibrations fade, stuck emotions rise, and your energy starts to speak. Joe Dispenza explains this well. In deep silence, your brain waves change. Your body finds balance and your energy field orders itself. But this isn't just science. It's something you feel. In silence, you don't hear something new. The noise simply stops covering up what's always there, what some call intuition. I call it energetic memory, and it wakes up in silence. What you call peace, I call the field without interruptions, and it shows up when you let go. Why do we fear silence so much? Because in silence you can't run from yourself. You have to face your inner tremors, your pulses, your shadows. That's why we try to avoid it. We turn on music, scroll through our phones, look for distractions. But energy doesn't need more noise. It needs more space. I found that the quieter I got inside, the stronger my energy became. My presence felt solid. People listened without me raising my voice. Animals came closer. Things flowed naturally. Why? Because silence cleans up your intention, orders your vibration, and activates real power without needing to show off. A true sorcerer doesn't shout, push, or brag. He simply radiates, and to radiate powerfully, he first becomes one with silence. Want to try it today? Sit quietly, no music, no phone, no expectations, just you, your breath, and the moment. Don't try to empty your mind. That's impossible. Just watch whatever comes up without judging or running away, and feel it. Your body will start to vibrate differently. Your thoughts will quiet down, and who you really are will become clearer. Silence isn't about doing nothing. It's about deep activation. It's where your energy rewrites itself, where your intention forms without interference, where your energy field becomes still like a lake that finally reflects the sky. When you don't know what to do, be silent. When things get confusing, be silent. When the world pushes you around, go back to silence, not to escape, but to connect. Because that's where your true power lives. It's not about how much you do, but the quality of the energy you bring to it. Remember this: what you can't hear when everything's loud will scream at you in silence. And that scream isn't a threat, it's a call, a fire waking you up without words. In the next chapter, you'll learn how to use your voice as a powerful energy tool, because silence alone isn't enough. When you speak again, you'll do it with energy that creates reality. Chapter 7. The Word as a Vibrational Command. Don't talk just to explain things. Talk to send out energy. Sometimes people ask me, "Kaël, do you use special magic words?" And I say, yes, but it's not about how they sound. It's about the strong vibration they carry. Before I learned how to work with energy, I learned to listen to what people were saying, even when they weren't talking, because we all communicate a lot through our energy field. When you actually say a word, the vibration gets stronger. The word is like a clear crystal that energy passes through. If the crystal is dirty, the light gets blurry. If it's clean, the light shines clearly and moves with purpose. Words are powerful, not because they sound nice, but because they carry your energy. Focus it and send it out. This is what ancient people understood when they talked about mantras, prayers, and chants. It wasn't superstition, it was working with vibration. Did you know your heart creates its own electromagnetic field that changes depending on the emotional words you say? Joe Dispenza talks about this in his research. When your words match strong, positive feelings like gratitude or confidence, your energy field expands, lines up, and reality starts to respond. But if you say one thing and feel something different inside, your energy gets mixed up, and so does the world around you. That's why many affirmations don't work. They come from your head, not your heart, so your energy field doesn't believe them or send out the right vibration. I learned this while talking to myself in the forest, repeating phrases I had read. But nothing changed until one day I said a simple word, without thinking, from deep inside: I am here. The response wasn't a sound, it was a vibration. The air shifted, the trees went quiet. It was like the world recognized me. Energy responded, not to the word itself, but to the feeling behind it. That moment taught me something important. Your voice is part of your energy. When you speak from fear, your voice sends out interference. When you speak from need, your energy shrinks. But when you speak from presence, from the fire you already feel inside, your words create order. That's why wise people speak little, but when they do, things change. Their words aren't just opinions, they're focused vibrations. Want to start using your voice as a tool for power? Stop using empty phrases, complaining without thinking, or repeating things automatically. Take a breath before you talk. Check if what you're about to say feels true inside, or if it's just your mind talking. Speak from your heart, not habit. And when you want to create something with your words, say it like a command, not a question or a wish, but like you already know it's true. That's why mantras work. They're repeated with certainty, not doubt. The exact words don't matter as much as the vibration behind them. Words have weight, not because of what they mean, but because of how they vibrate when you say them. When that vibration lines up, your voice becomes healing, your words become real, and your sentences open doors. I don't cast spells. I just speak truth with such presence that the world can't ignore it. You can do this too. Stop using your voice to hide, explain, or dim your light. Use it to declare, remind, and create conscious energy. You don't have to yell, you just need to vibrate clearly. Remember, what you say vibrates beyond what people hear, and what vibrates will eventually show up. In the next chapter, you'll learn about a ritual that needs no objects, one that happens inside you, and how to turn every moment into a ceremony of living energy. Chapter 8, the internal ritual. You don't need candles, crystals, incense, or altars. The most powerful ritual happens in silence, inside you. I remember when I got rid of all my sacred objects. I loved them. They had been with me for years. Colorful candles, amulets, symbols from different cultures. They were beautiful and made me feel connected. But one day I realized I had started depending on them, like I couldn't connect, heal, or send energy without them. Then I understood. The power wasn't in those objects. It was in my intention. That night, by the fire, I returned each object to the earth. Not angrily, but with thanks. I didn't need them because everything I was looking for was already inside me. The real ritual isn't about things. It's about being present and vibrating with purpose. It's not what you do, but where your energy comes from when you do it. You can light 1,000 candles and nothing changes. Or you can close your eyes, sit quietly, and shift the universe with your focused energy. The most powerful ritual: breathe with intention. Sit down, close your eyes, place your hands on your chest, and say inside yourself, I am here, present, open, real. Then just stay there. No masks, no pretending, no forcing. Just you, your body's vibration, and your inner fire coming alive again. That's ritual. Ancient people knew this. Their outer rituals were symbols, physical signs of something happening inside. Fire wasn't just fire, it was transformation. Water wasn't just water, it was cleansing. Earth wasn't just earth, it grounded their awareness. And you weren't just watching, you were the channel. Today we confuse ritual with showy things, photos, decorations, fixed routines. But energy doesn't need showiness, it needs truth. And that only happens when ritual isn't just a moment, but a way of living. Walking with awareness, speaking with care, breathing from your soul, listening to your body, choosing what feeds you, that's ritual. Want to try a ritual right now? Do this. Total silence. Turn everything off. Sit somewhere quiet. Put your right hand on your heart, your left hand on your belly. Close your eyes and feel. Don't ask for anything. Don't imagine anything. Don't search, just breathe deeply. With each breath out, let go of what you don't need. With each breath in, take in what's already there. Do this 7 times, then stay silent. That's a complete vibrational act. It doesn't matter if you do it in front of an altar or on your kitchen floor. If you do it with honesty, the universe feels it. Because ritual isn't about the space, it's about you. When your whole life becomes an internal ritual, everything around you becomes sacred, not by magic, but because your energy is in harmony. That's how I stopped needing rituals to connect and started living from connection itself. I didn't have to prepare my energy field anymore. My field was the altar, my intention was the fire, my words were the offering. My presence was the flame that never goes out. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to form. It responds to your frequency. Make everything you do, drinking water, waking up, walking, loving, a ritual of living energy. Then you won't have to look for power. Power will recognize you. In the next chapter, you'll learn how to protect that energy, because once your light is lit, not everyone can handle it, and you'll need to keep your field clear and strong. Chapter 9. How to protect your energy from others. Not everyone wants to see your light. Some people just want a place to dump their darkness. For a long time, I believed true love could handle anything. I thought if my energy was strong, nothing could touch me. But I was wrong. Having power doesn't mean you should let everyone in or expose yourself without limits. There are people who don't want to share energy. They want to take it from others. If you don't learn to spot them, your energy field becomes like a house with no doors, an altar with no guard, open to any kind of vibration. Then you start feeling tired for no reason, confused without cause, emotionally drained without knowing why. It took me years to understand this. One day, after helping someone, I completely crashed. No energy, no focus, no fire left. Then I heard inside me something that changed everything. Protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's respecting your own light. From that point, I started paying attention, not judging, but noticing who lifts my energy when they come near and who drains it, who respects my silence and who just wants noise to distract themselves, who brings clear, good energy and who just unloads their problems because they don't know how to transform them. I realized something important. Your energy field is protected by vibration, not by walls. You don't have to cut everyone off physically. You just need to learn to close your energetic door when it's needed. That's an art. First, get to know your energy. When you're calm and breathing deeply, how does your energy feel? That's your baseline, your natural state. Second, notice when you feel off. With whom does your breath get shorter? When do you feel tension in your stomach? When does your mind fill with doubts? These aren't just feelings, they're signals from your energy. Third, set boundaries. Not with anger, but with calm presence. You don't have to explain or justify. Just say, not now, not like this, and let your energy close the door firmly, without bitterness. The real shield isn't about defense. It's about keeping your frequency steady. The higher your energy, the stronger your vibration. The more aligned your energy is, the harder it is for others to affect you. Want to protect your energy? Each morning before you start your day, imagine a bright circle of light surrounding you. Breathe into it and say, "Today I stay in my energy. Nothing that isn't mine comes in. Nothing that doesn't lift me stays." That's all you need. No complicated shields or rituals. Just clear intention and steady vibration. Remember, your energy field matches your inner state. If you're chaotic, you're open and vulnerable. If you're steady, you're like armor. And no, protecting yourself doesn't mean you're cold or closed off. You're honoring your inner temple. Because if you don't care for your energy, who will? The true healer isn't the one who tries to help everyone, but the one who knows when, how, and where to share their light. Because they know if they burn out, no one shines. Choose carefully who you share your fire with. Not everyone wants to be warmed. Some just want to see if they can put it out. Protecting your energy is the highest act of self-love. It's not shutting your heart. It's stopping the leaks. When you learn this, your light doesn't fade. It sharpens and grows brighter, becoming a beacon, not for everyone, but for those ready to see it without trying to take it. In the next chapter, you'll learn how to stop blocking what naturally flows through you. It's not just about protection, but about letting the source move through you freely, without control, fear, or distortion. Chapter 10. The Channel and the Source. You weren't meant to create just from yourself. You came to let creation flow through you. For a long time, I thought power was about control, controlling my thoughts, feelings, energy, outcomes, even reality itself. But the more I tried to control, the more tired, disconnected, and frustrated I became. Then one day, I let go, not as giving up, but as opening myself to be a channel. That was the hardest lesson and the most freeing. I'm not the source of creation, I'm just the channel. When I realized that, everything changed. It happened during a deep meditation in the forest where I like to go. I was trying hard to raise my energy and focus, but nothing flowed. Then, exhausted, I just lay down and quietly said, "I don't know what to do. I don't want to do anything, I'm just here." And then something happened. Not a vision or a message, but a presence. A gentle, strong current started flowing through me, like something had been waiting for me to open up and make space. I realized this. If you're full of yourself, the source can't flow. There's no room, only noise. Since then, whenever I want to create, heal, or manifest, I don't push. I become the channel. I quiet myself, open up, and let the energy flow through me. Some teachers call this the space between thought and perception, the doorway to the quantum field. Others say when you let go of your limited self, the energy field supports and works through you. Neville Goddard said, "Everything you see outside was made by your inner state." But no one can reach that state without surrender, without emptying themselves and stopping the fight to control. Here's the paradox. The harder you try, the less happens. The more you control, the less flows. But when you relax and let go, energy sorts itself out. Why? Because the source knows better than you do. Because your soul has a deeper plan than your mind can understand. When you don't interfere, that plan activates. Like a river finally free to run, like a symphony finding its rhythm. So I stopped trying to force things and started tuning into the frequency that naturally attracts what I want. I don't heal anyone. Energy does. I don't manifest. Vibration allows it. I don't guide. The field shows the way when I'm present and relaxed. No stress, no anxiety, just calm confidence and growth. Want to become a clear channel? Try this. Stop asking, "How do I make this happen?" and start asking, "How do I tune in to what's already flowing?" Each morning, close your eyes and say, "I don't need to control, I just need to allow." Breathe deeply and notice what shows up when you simply open yourself. That's channeling. That's being open to the source. To check if you're doing it, don't look outside. Look inside. Do you feel lighter? Does your body relax for no clear reason? Do you have a calm clarity that's deeper than thought, coming from your soul? If yes, you're moving from creating with your mind to allowing the source to flow through you. You're not the fire, you're the torch. Not the ocean, you're the wave. Not everything, you're the opening that lets everything express itself. Stop trying to be the source, be the channel. Then everything you want stops being a struggle and just happens naturally. In the next chapter, you'll reconnect with the fire already inside you. Not the one that burns you, but the one that transforms you. The powerful emotional fire that turns your energy into pure creation. Chapter 11. The internal fire inside you. There's more than just energy. There's a fire waiting to be directed. It's not a fire to burn or destroy, but one that creates. We all have it. That spark, that heat, that drive that sometimes shows up as strong emotions, sudden intuition, or an urge to do something you don't fully understand yet. That's your inner fire. It doesn't come from your ego or your thoughts. It's deeper, older, part of the original language of your living energy. I first felt this fire the day I wanted to cry but couldn't. All my sadness, anger, and helplessness built up inside me. Then without meaning to, I shouted to the sky. Not with words, but with that fire inside. In that moment, it wasn't just me. It was something bigger speaking through me, like electricity rushing through every cell, saying, "I am alive." From then on, I realized that strong emotions aren't losing control. They're powerful energy that needs to be channeled, not pushed down. Why have we been taught to be afraid of feeling deeply? Because when you really feel, your energy field lights up, and a field on fire can't be controlled. Scientists like Bruce Lipton have shown that emotions change your body chemistry. Joe Dispenza explains that high emotions open up new possibilities in the quantum field. But you don't have to study them. You've already felt it. That overwhelming gratitude that made you feel like you could fly. That beautiful moment that made you tremble. That deep connection when everything suddenly made sense. That was your fire. In those moments, your energy was so pure that reality responded. You're not broken or weak. You're just disconnected from your fire because you were told it's dangerous, that you're too emotional or too sensitive. But sensitivity isn't weakness. It's deep awareness. And intensity is power without direction. What happens when you light your fire and guide it with care? Your intuition sharpens, your words become creative, your energy cleanses itself. Your body feels balanced and your decisions become clear and strong. Your inner fire connects your feelings to your soul's purest energy. Don't put it out, don't distract it, don't numb it with screens or comforts. Feel fully and truly, then direct it. Try this. Close your eyes and remember a moment when you felt something deep, love, gratitude, or even clean pain. Feel that fire grow inside your chest. Breathe into it, and when it's alive, say something you want to create, not from your mind, but from that fire. Then let it go. The energy field has already received it. Want to heal faster? Light your fire. Want to create clearly? Light your fire. Want to protect your energy? Light your fire, but not with anger or chaos, with awareness. A true sorcerer doesn't hold back. They expand without losing themselves, and for that, they need fire. Fire that lights the way, guides, and transforms without burning out. That fire is already inside you. It always has been. And now, you're ready to guide it. In the next chapter, you'll find the final insight, not as a student, but as someone who fully remembers who they really are. Because a sorcerer isn't someone who learns magic. They remember that they themselves are magic. Chapter 12. You too are the last sorcerer. You didn't just find this book. This book found you, not to teach you, but to remind you of what you've always been and can't keep denying. At first, I thought this book would stay hidden, like so many others, forgotten and buried under doubt. But something inside me kept pushing, not with urgency, but with calm certainty. That certainty didn't come from my mind. It came from a quiet place where everything already exists and only needs to be remembered. And now I know why. Because you were meant to find it. You with your doubts, your wounds, your sensitivity that's always been called too much, when really it's your antenna. With your strength that sometimes hides for fear of being too much. And with your fire that was never fully put out, even if others tried to smother it. You're not here by accident. You're not reading this for no reason. Your energy asked for it. Your soul remembered it. Your vibration brought it to you. Because this isn't just a book, it's a mirror. And in that mirror, you saw yourself. Maybe you cried. Maybe you doubted, maybe you trembled, but something inside said, I already knew this. That's awakening, not learning, but coming home. The last sorcerer isn't me, it's you. Because a sorcerer isn't someone who masters rituals, but someone who masters their frequency, who walks the world without hiding their fire, who speaks little but transforms when they do. The world doesn't need more loud teachers. It needs more souls who vibrate clearly. Now that you've come this far, you know you can't see the world the same way anymore, because neither the world nor you are the same. Do you remember what you've learned? You learned to listen to your energy before your mind. You learned to feel your field as a silent creator. You learned that true ritual needs no tools, only presence. You discovered the power of your words. Not for their sound, but for their vibration. You learn to protect your light without shutting down. And finally, you learn to let the source flow through you. And with all that, now you're ready, not to teach, but to live it. People might say you don't have proof, but your body already knows. Your intuition already shouted it. Your energy field has already shifted. You don't need outside validation. You need inner alignment. Live every day as someone already awake, someone who can't pretend not to feel, someone who can't be limited to a small identity. You're no longer a seeker, you're a source. No longer a student, you're an active energy field. No longer the one who asks, you're the one who remembers. And if you ever forget, come back to this. Place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, breathe slowly, and silently say, I am living energy. I am a channel. I am conscious fire, and the sorcerer I was looking for was always me. This isn't the end. It's when you stop reading and start living differently. From now on, don't ask for permission. Don't explain your light. Don't hide your fire. Just live. Make your breath a ritual. Make your words commands. Make your silence a gateway. And let the world change, not because of what you do, but because of the energy you bring as you move through it. You too are the last sorcerer, not because you're the only one, but because you're the next to remember what the world forgot. That everything is energy, and the one who truly understands doesn't need to control. It just vibrates with truth. Now that you know, now that it burns inside you, now that it's alive, there's only one thing left. Walk like someone who's already awake and let your fire wake others up without saying a word. This book ends here, but your journey has just begun. Thank you for remembering. Thank you for being. Thank you for vibrating.